Good morning students. Here today in this lecture we are going to learn about the meaning and specimen of purchase book. Purchase book, which is a subsidiary book, it is maintained to record credit purchase of goods. Mind well, two things. One thing credit purchase and second thing of goods. Right? So purchase book is a book where the transaction of credit purchase of goods are recorded, nothing else. That's it. Cash purchase of goods will not be recorded in purchase book, it will go in cash book. But credit purchase of anything then goods will not be recorded here. Only goods and that too on credit will be recorded in purchase book. Okay. There are mainly three types of purchase book. One simple purchase book, second columnar purchase book with goods column, third columnar purchase book with the column of goods and expenses. So here today we are going to see one by one the specimen of all three, right? And whatever we are learning here, whatever videos we are seeing, we need to copy it down in our notebook, fair notebook. That is understood to you. Okay, we are not going to tell every time that you have to make a note. Whatever we are teaching, you need to make the note of that. Thank you. Let's go to the topic. Purchase book. What do we record in purchase book? Credit purchase of goods. So two things are important here. Once again I will say credit and the goods. The transaction should be credit and the transaction should be of goods. If it is of anything then goods, then will not be recorded in purchase book. Okay. Now if we talk about amount, which amount is recorded? So the net amount of goods is recorded. What is net amount? Net amount which is derived after deducting trade discount. Suppose you are buying goods of rupees 50,000 at 10% trade discount, then minus 10% 5,000, 45,000 will be the amount of goods that will be recorded in purchase book. Okay. Types of purchase book: simple purchase book and columnar purchase book. Two main types. One simple and second columnar. And then columnar is again divided in two parts. Purchase book with columns according to types of goods and purchase book with goods and expense column. Simple purchase book with columns according to types of goods and purchase book with goods and expense column. When we talk about column, that means columnar means we are talking about the columns of amount. Here in simple purchase book there will be only one column for amount, and in columnar purchase book there will be more than one column for amount. Okay, so simple book, columnar book according to types of goods, and columnar book according to goods and expense column. One by one we will be seeing the specimen of all three. First of all, simple purchase book. Here the specimen is simple purchase book of, suppose, Mr. X. So simple purchase book of Mr. A, suppose. Right? This is the specimen. Here you can see there will be 5 columns. First column is of date. So we very well know, we have already studied journal. We get first column for date, and in date we are writing date in that format only. Suppose 2020 August 25. Suppose today's date you want to write and it is August 25 2020. So 2020, first of all year is written, then the month and then date, and then suppose next transaction is on 27. So August 27. So this is the way of writing date. Then the second point is, the second column is name of supplier. In this column we do not write any kind of journal entry, we only write the name of the person from whom we are buying goods on credit. Okay, suppose we are purchasing goods on credit from Mr. B. So here we will write Mr. B B account. Okay, suppose from Mr. C, then Mr. C account. Then column is inward invoice number. Inward invoice number is the number of bill. When you will buy the product, you will buy goods, that supplier will give you a bill. He will issue a bill. So that bill number will be written here. Suppose it is 401, it is 730, whatever is the number of bills, we will be writing here in this column. Then LF number. If you remember, in journal format also we have LF number, ledger folio number. What do we write in ledger folio number? We will be writing the page number where in ledger B's account is maintained. This amount of B will be credited in B's account in ledger. So that page number we will write. Suppose it is page number 35, then page number 35. Okay. So here I am not writing anything. Whatever is the number of bill will come in inward invoice number, and whatever page number we maintain the account of that person, that page number comes here. And the last column is of amount. Here the amount will come as we have taken one example. Suppose we are buying goods of 50,000 at 10% TD, so 5,000 deducting the amount of discount, 45,000 will be recorded here. Another day we are buying 10,000 goods at 5% discount, then 9,500 will come here after deducting trade discount. Okay, and then finally after, for whatever period we are making this book, suppose it is for a week or for 15 days for a month, after completion of that period we will be making total of this. Suppose here it was 45,000, here it is 9,500, then the total will be 45 and 9, 54,500. Any more transaction will be recorded here, and then finally total will be made. This total is made at the end of that accounting period for which that particular book is maintained. That may be a 1 month, 1 day, or a week or fortnight, depending upon the number of transactions taking place in your book. You will be deciding, right? So this was all about simple purchase book. Now let us see the columnar purchase book as per types of goods. As per types of goods. So here this point is important, types of goods. Here we will be having more than one column for amount. First of all we will talk about the first 4 columns: date, name of supplier, inward invoice number and LF number. These 4 columns are going to remain same as we had in simple purchase book, and the explanation is also same. Now let us talk about the amount. So this columnar type of goods is maintained when the trader is dealing in more than one product. When the trader is dealing in more than one product and he wants to keep a separate record of all such products, then he will be making purchase book according to that. Say for example, a ready-made garment shop owner, he is selling pant, he is selling shirt, he is selling t-shirts, and he wants to keep a separate record of all 3 things. So he will be making according to types of goods. He will be making purchase book according to types of goods. Here and if you can see here, amount column X, Y and Z. These, what are these X, Y and Z? These are the different types of goods. If we take our example, then pant, shirt, t-shirt, right? Suppose from Mr. B on 2020 August 25 we are buying pant of ₹5,000, shirt of ₹3,000 and t-shirt of ₹10,000. Then it will be written like this. On a particular day, which is August 25, suppose from Mr. B we are buying pant of ₹5,000, shirt of ₹3,000 and t-shirts of ₹10,000. The total amount is 18,000. This way it will be written. 5,000 for pant, 3,000 for shirt, 10,000 for t-shirt, total 18,000. Inward invoice number, whatever it is, suppose, and the page number practically it is written. Okay, rest of the things are same. Next day, suppose on 29, Mr. C, we are buying another goods, we will record accordingly. Suppose we are buying pant of rupees 3000, we are not buying anything like shirt, and we are buying t-shirts of rupees 1000. So it will be written like this: pant 3000, no shirt, and t-shirt 1000. So 3000 for pant and 1000 for t-shirt, and total of that 4000. So the amounts of columns will have the different number of products column. Like here there are three products, so 3 columns. Suppose 2 products, person is dealing in 2 products, then 2 columns will come, and then total. And suppose he is dealing in 4 products, then 4 columns will come, and then total. Right? And finally, as usual, we will make the final total. That suppose here 8000, this is 3000, and this is 11,000. 8, 3, 11, and 11, 22. This total will be tallied. This 18 plus 4, 22. 8 plus 3 plus 11, 22. This total will get tallied. So this is how we prepare for columnar purchase book according to types of goods. Okay, let us move to the next book, which is columnar purchase book according to goods and expense. We know at the time of selling goods, supplier is paying some expense on behalf of us and he is recovering from us. Suppose the supplier is sending goods of rupees 10,000 to us, and for that he is paying rupees 1,000 on our behalf. On our behalf, that means now he will recover 21,000 from 11,000 from us. 10,000 he has sent the goods and 1,000 for expense. So in such case, when supplier is paying expenses on our behalf, we make the separate columns for expense also. Right? Let us have a look of the specimen. Again here also the 4 columns are going to remain same. Date, name of supplier, invoice number, and LS. These 4 columns are common. Then comes the expense column and goods column. First column is net amount of goods. Suppose you are buying goods of rupees 20,000, so you will write 20,000. Then for that, suppose railway freight, he has paid rupees 1,000 suppose. So 1,000. And suppose wages rupees 2,000, then 2,000 wages. Then what comes? Intrastate supply, input CGST, input SGST, or interstate supply. What is applicable? IGST. So if it is a sum of GST, then either intrastate or interstate will be applied. If intrastate will be applied, there will be nothing in IGST, and if interstate is applied, there will be nothing in CGST and SGST. And the rate, whatever will be given to us, we will be applying on the amount, and we will be writing here that GST amount. Say for example, here CGST and SGST comes 2,500 each. Then 2,500, and the total of all 5 things will come here. So this is the way of preparing columnar purchase books according to the goods and expense columns. Okay, 4 columns same, then amount of goods, then any expense, and then GST if it is applicable, and according to their type. If it is interstate, then IGST will be applicable. If it is intrastate, then SGST and CGST are applicable. So these are the 3 formats of purchase book which we will be doing the practical sums, which is given in textbook. This you will be copied down in your book, and whatever sums we will do, that also you will be writing in your book. Thank you.